What is action, Tug Peeps? OldManTup coming at you today with our Week 3 match of the UAPB, the United Association of Peanut Butter Battlers. And we are playing Blaze Templar, coach of the Nebraska team. Shoot. I'm a terrible person. But we're going to go over the team matchup. Sorry, this match happened like a week later than it should have, which is why I'm uploading it on Friday and not when it normally was. Nebraska Noivern, that's Blaze's team. Yay. So the team he could have brought consists of Mega Scizor, Mamoswine, Cryogonal, Cofagrigus, yeah, that one, the Desu Pokemon, Alamamola, Conkeldurr, Tyranitar, Amoonguss, Bisharp, Gardevoir, and Nidoking. His Z captain is Gardevoir. So we prepped for that, and the team we brought with us to play the Nebraska Noiverns starts off with Miltank, Heifer, Choppleberry, to take Super Duper, Wham Bam, Thank You Ma'am hits from Conkeldurr, Stealth Rock, Milk Drink, Heal Bell, Seismic Toss. We got Thick Fat, because, you know, he has Mamoswine, and this is a really good answer to that. Completely physically defensive with 172 EVs and hit points, and what was left over from that into special defense. Next we have Blueberry, the Suicune, with leftovers, pressure ability, Rest, Scald, Ice Beam, and Toxic. Fairly straightforward. Scald and Ice Beam does really good coverage against this team. Toxic to wear down things like, was this the team that had Porygon too? Nope, this isn't the team that had Porygon 2. What team had Porygon 2 that we had to prep for with Toxic? Maybe that was last week. Or maybe that's the upcoming week, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, stuff and things. Suicune, that's a set. Fairly physically defensive because he is a more physically offensive team. 252 HP, bold nature with 156 in defense, 36 in special defense, and 64 in speed. I don't remember what speed tier that puts me at, but it lets me outspeed some of his slower things. Next, we have Beast Mode, Yanmega, Life Orb, Tinted Lenses, Bug Buds, Air Slash, Hidden Power, Fire, and Giga Drain. We have Tinted Lenses this week, even though we really don't need them, because the thing I just read does super effective damage almost the entire way across his team. So that's bueno, but we don't really need the speed boosting this week because he has a relatively slow team. Relatively slow. The fastest thing on his team, looking off the top of my head, might be like Nidoking. No, Cryogonal, it's like 102 speed. And we can't match that anyway, so I wasn't worried about it. I really don't think he's going to bring Cryogonal this week because, you know, we have good things like Jirachi and Miltank, which just kind of poo-poo on its parade. So, yeah. Beast Mode, the ability to put in lots of work this week. 80 hit points. We are Timid Nature, 176 speed, which I believe puts us above max speed Jolly Mamoswine. 252 in special attack because Beast Mode is going to go Beast Mode. Next we have Hunk, the Buzzwole, which Showdown would not let me make shiny, which made me sad. Leftovers, Beast Boost, Super Power, Leech Life, Earthquake, and Toxic. This thing's meant to come in, hit things, and get out. Yeah. Another thing with Toxic to wear down his walls that we can't hit super effectively. And just play War of Attrition. Next we got Low Shoddy. Leftovers, Serene Grace, Substitute, Iron Head, Zen Headbutt, Drain Punch. I mean, this is just a staple set at this point. Sub being able to skill all over our team. Enough investment with what we have to be able to take a Mach Punch from not Iron Fist boosted Conkeldurr, which is bueno. And last we have Nimbus, the Mega Altaria, natural, well, it has natural cure until it Mega Evolves. It gets normalized. Substitute, Roost, Fire Blast, and Hyper Voice, the pairing of coverage between Fire Blast and Hyper Voice against his team is just fantastico. So, yep, fun evs there, but I'm not going to reveal, and you'll find out why. So we're going to dive into this match. Now that we're 5 minutes in, I should have made a team builder, but like I said, sorry, time restraints and things. So we're going to dive into this match. We're going to lead Yanmega, and he's going to lead Among Us. So I'm like, okay. Air Slash, nearly one-hit KOs all Among Us's that aren't Focus Sash, or Assault Vest. So I'm like, okay. Let's Air Slash. Worst thing you can do is put us to sleep. We have Heal Bell on Miltank, and we can switch out. Maybe if we get lucky, we could fish for an Air Slash, flinch, and we'll see what happens. So we Air Slash. As you can see, my calcs are obviously wrong on my head, but do huge amount of damage to this thing, and he's gonna flinch. I was just like, wow. I talked to Blaze after the match. He was going for the Spore there, so keep that in mind. Like I said, had he spored us, we would be able to go out and Heal Bell on the Miltank. But we see he's leftovers, so we know for sure that he's not going to be anything. And look at that Air Slash damage. Does over 50% to Scizor. I mean, that's just delicious damage right there. Little does he know we are rocking the HP Fire, because this thing stands in our way once it Mega Evolves if it doesn't. And I really expected the Bullet Punch here and for us to be hit by double stab, so he would get the Bullet Punch there, get a ton of damage off on us, and then would come in and, well, I figured he expected to live. Maybe he was roosting, anticipating us to switch out, but we did have the HP Fire, which was more than enough to take it down. Like I said, I was expecting the Bullet Punch Ice Shard combo, but he doesn't, and he just stays in, and Yanmega is putting in the finest of work. Ice Shard doing 47.4%, and we got that Giga Drain, and we're gonna hit this thing for super amounts of damage, and look how much health we get back. That puts us at 60% after the Life Orb damage, so unless he crits, we're living another one and just nailing something. So he has to Icicle Shard in order to get us as low as possible, and we are 5 turns into the match, and we have Yanmega knocking out 2 Pokemon and taking Among Us below 50% after the regen. Now Conqueror is going to come in, and depending on what variant it is, we can live a Mach Punch. And I know that's what he has to be going. We quad resist it, and I'm like, we got a little bit of bulk investment. Let's take this and see if we can wail on him with an Air Slash. He goes for the Mach Punch, and that does an embarrassing amount of damage. I literally blushed when I saw that amount of damage because it was so low. And I'm just like, Yanmega, why are you going beast mode? And he's like, bruh, that's my name. What did you expect? Gonna land a huge Air Slash hit and won't die to an opponent's attack. Goes down to its own Life Orb recoil, which lets us bring in Hunk. So let's recap real quick. Yanmega, who everyone has been pooping on me because I drafted and made my Z captain. Granted, I haven't given it the Z Crystal yet, but still. Everyone's like, oh no, not Yanmega, that's such a poor choice. Beat Mamoswine, beat Mega Scizor, took Conkeldurr down to 21%, and has Among Us below 50. So we have decimated over half of his team at the cost of a single Pokemon that he doesn't get credit for knocking out. Yanmega, keep it up, brother. So Hunk comes in. We're going to Earthquake because it wails on the rest of his team. Nothing he can switch in is going to come in and take a Earthquake. We're at +1 now, so we're going to get even more delicious, fantastical damage on these attacks. He's going to bring in Cofagrigus. We're going to throw the Toxic up because I kind of figure he was going to bring this in and set up or burn us. And I really wasn't worried about him burning us because, like I said, we have Heal Bell on Miltank. So we get the Toxic up, which is going to slowly whittle this thing down because we don't really have a solid answer for Cofagrigus right now, especially if it's a setup with like Will-O-Wisp and Calm Mind or something. We don't have anything that hits it super duper hard. So getting Toxic up and winning the War of Attrition is the way to go. So that's what we do. And he Trick Room, so I'm like, okay, he's going to have to start setting up this turn or try and Willow me again. He goes for the Nasty Plot, so I'm like, okay. We've got Trick Room, we've got Nasty Plot. The last two moves have to be attacks because it doesn't get the coverage to beat my team. So it's got to be like Hidden Power Fire or Hidden Power Fighting, and what I would guess to be Shadow Ball. But we go for that Earthquake, and because we're at +1 that does a ton of damage, Toxic is going to wear this thing down. He goes for Hidden Power, it's super effective. I have to believe at this point that's Hidden Power Fire because of our team comp. HP Fire and Shadow Ball would do a decent amount. It still gets walled for days by Miltank, because if we're rocking the Thick Fat variant, we're getting resistance to his attacks. So I mean, he would have to set all the way up, and I realize that, and I'm going to bring Miltank in right here. I'm going to get rocks up, because, you know, late game rocks are important, but I actually can't attack him, because the only move I have is Seismic Toss to do damage. And since he isn't setting up anymore, I can just Milk Drink up and stall his team. He's going to bring in Nidoking here. Now, I didn't want to foolishly switch out here and get blindsided by something. Miltank really wasn't needed for the rest of the match, so I didn't want to screw around with differential. I just stay in to see what he wants to do and see what's going to happen. Unless he's running the superpower, he isn't going to one-shot me with anything. So, like I said, I just stay in. He goes for the Sludge Wave, so I know he's specially offensive, or mixed at the least. But the amount of damage it does, I know he's not Specs, and I'm fairly certain he's not Life Orb at this point, which with his team comp, I would think he almost has to be Scarfed. But yeah, the dimensions returned to normal last turn, so he would outspeed us if he was Scarfed. We don't have speed investment, so I mean, he may. Anyways, but we're going to Seismic Toss. I just want to get damage on this thing, get an idea what it's going to be running. And since I know he's locked into Sludge Wave, I can go into Blueberry, who's definitely more bulky. Takes that hit fantastically. Just going to go for the Ice Beam because it hits both his mons super effective as they come in. I feel bad because he gets frozen, but at this point he can't switch into an Ice Beam. So, I mean, the freeze is a moot point, even though it's a little bit of salt in the wound. So, I do apologize for that, though it did have absolutely no effect on the outcome of the match. Blueberry, gonna rack up a kill there. Unless he has some amazing move locked in his pocket, he can't do anything that is going to beat the rest of my team by locking himself into a move. I thought maybe he would be rocking Thunderbolt. That would hit the rest of my team. I mean, kind of. Well. But he doesn't. He's just going to Sludge Wave, and he doesn't crit or do anything crazy, and he will go down to a Scald. So we beat Blaze Templar and the Nebraska Noivern 4-0. That is 2 weeks in a row we rack up a 4-0 differential. So we are sitting nice and pretty at, I believe, 3 wins and 0 losses, and if I'm not mistaken, +10 in the differential, which, as far as I can remember, is my best career stat after 3 games played. So really happy about that and how things are going this season. So let me know what you guys thought about the play in the comment section down below. That huge turn 1 air slash just turned Yanmega into an unstoppable force that his team really didn't have an answer for. After realizing that I wasn't speed boost turn 1, if his Nidoking was indeed Scarfed, I would have imagined he switched into that and went for a Flamethrower or Fire Blast if he had it. But that wasn't the way the game turned out. And Yanmega put in a huge amount of work this game, which makes me really happy because I love Yanmega. It's one of those really underrated mons that everyone just laughs at. But was able to dismantle a team single-handedly, pretty much. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching this match of the Pittsburgh Pirattatas versus the Nebraska Noivern and Blaze Templar. Let me know what you thought about it down in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this matchup and you are happy to see Yon Mega put in the finest of work, as one of my friends who is a little crimson and a little bad, if you see what I did there, likes to say. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you don't, sit on your thumbs up and enjoy yourself. This is OldManTup, and I will catch you on the flip side, guys. Peace.